right, folks. Are you ready to craft believable character arcs? This is a guide for intermediate authors, fiction authors. So, a compelling character arc can turn a good story into one that your readers will never forget. Readers connect with characters who grow, change, or at least struggle against the change. For intermediate authors, mastering character arcs is crucial to writing emotionally challenging narratives. This guide explores the different types of character arcs, key components, and techniques to craft a believable character transformation. Understanding character arcs. A character arc refers to the transformation or internal journey a character undergoes throughout the story. The most well-developed characters experience a shift in their world views, goals, or personality due to the events that they face in the story. So, what are the types of character arcs? Well, first you have the positive arc. The character starts with flaws or incorrect beliefs, but grows into a better version of themselves by the end. I've actually sort of done this one. Sort of. I have several books where the character starts off flawed and corrects their incorrect beliefs, but I'm not sure they're a better character at the end. You'll have to read to find out. So, the negative arc. The character experiences a downfall, succumbing to their weaknesses or misguided views. So that would be closer to a tragedy. Like the character was flawed in the beginning and they just get more flawed as they go along. 3. The flat arc. The character remains fundamentally the same, but the changes are the world or people around them. Okay, so this character changes the world around them, but doesn't necessarily change themselves. Okay, so maybe you've got an idealist there. Yeah. Each of these arcs play a unique role in storytelling and can be used effectively depending on your narrative. So, what are the key components of a strong character arc? The starting point, the lie or flaw. Most arcs begin with the character believing a lie or struggling with a flaw. This false belief might be something about themselves or the world. Establishing whatever this is early is what creates the contrast to the growth ahead. So, basically, this is your plot point. Next, you have the catalyst for change. Something must challenge the character's initial worldview. This could be an inciting incident, a call to adventure, or a personal failure. Without a compelling reason to change or do something, the character will remain stagnant. We don't want that. 3. The struggle, conflict, and growth. Growth doesn't happen instantly. Characters need to face setbacks and moral dilemmas that test their beliefs. This stage should show incremental changes, where the character might relapse into old habits before making real progress. So you might see the character take a step forward, but then backtrack. And that could be, it could happen several times in the story until they finally make their final change. So next you have the climax or defining moment. At the story's peak, the character should be forced to make a crucial choice. This moment should highlight whether or not they fully embrace the change, resist and regress, or reaffirm their beliefs while affecting others. And number 5, you have the new normal. By the end, the character should settle into this new status quo, and their transformation should feel earned, realistic, or satisfying. And the key word here is satisfying. The ending of your story and the development of your character should coincide with everything that's occurred in the story. So, what are some techniques for crafting a believable character arc? 1. Show as much as you can versus telling. Instead of explicitly stating the character's internal changes, reveal them through actions, decisions, and subtle dialogue shifts. So don't say the character suddenly, thought this was a great idea when there's no possible way the character could have immediately thought it was a great idea. That kind of thing. So, 2, ensure external and internal conflicts align. A character's internal struggle should be reflected in their external challenges. If a character fears responsibility, they might be placed in a leadership role that forces them to confront this fear, right? You've seen stories like this where a character is amazingly afraid of something, and then all of a sudden they're asked to do this thing that puts them in the situation where they are confronting their fear. This is very common. Use relationships as a mirror. So you can reinforce things with the character's relationships with other characters. Supporting characters can act as foils, mentors, or antagonists that highlight the different aspects of the main character's arc. 4. Allow for setbacks, right? Nothing is a straight line. Your character may do this kind of thing. Realistic growth includes mistakes, moments of doubt, and regression. A character who changes too quickly often feels forced. The readers think it was the author that made the changes, and the character wasn't really ready, right? Don't put a lot of author into your work. Let your characters tell their story. Gradual evolution is more natural. So 5, tie the arc to the theme. The character's journey should reinforce the story's overarching message. A well-integrated arc makes the narrative more cohesive and impactful. Crafting a believable character arc requires patience, consistency, and a deep understanding of your character's motivations. By carefully structuring the transformation, ensuring meaningful challenges, and making your growth feel natural, you can create characters that resonate with readers long after they've turned the last page. So, here's my questions to you. What kind of character arcs have you experimented with in your writing? Did you like them? Did you dislike them? Did you think there could be improvement? Now, take those character arcs and apply these principles that I just outlined into your story. See if it changes anything. All right, good luck and happy writing. That's the end of this video.